can't relate. Straight talk going, stay not safe. Before you cross me, look both ways. Leaving the scene with no trace, none in my league. You out of place, I'm not at the top, I'm outer space. Can't eat with us, we're out of place. I'm doing fine, I'm feeling great. You're not my fan, you can't relate. Straight talk going, state to state.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome back to Straight Talk Wrestling. And it's your one and only, your host, your boy, George Mackay. And I'm here again, a couple days out from Halloween. Spooky season we're in the thick of it, and it's actually almost ending. This episode is going to drop 4 days before I see this man tear it up in person at Destiny Wrestling. Let me not waste any more time. Please welcome back to Straight Talk Wrestling for the third time, El Diablo, Gabriel Fuerza. How are you, my brother?
I'm great, man. How are you?
You know what? Life is good. I can't complain. It's Halloween.
Oh, that's good.
It's Halloween. It's my favorite time of the year. This is for true horror fans like us, you and me. This is our Christmas.
It really is. I feel like more at ease during this generally from September to like the end of October.
Yeah,
I'm a little more relaxed than usual.
Yeah, and I'll admit it. I'm a yuppie these days. I will go for a pumpkin spice latte just because it's a spooky season, man. You got to.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah. Actually, you know what? I'm a big fan of the pumpkin spice cold brew.
Oh, yeah, me too. Yeah.
I mean, it's diabetes in a cup, but it's so fucking good.
It's really good. Yeah.
So before we get into everything that's great about you and your career and all the amazing thing in wrestling being back, let's get some of the Halloween questions out of the way.
Cool.
So now the 5 questions that drops before the interview, you know the format and how we do it. You told my daughter, the mini host, that Jason is kind of your go-to, and then you got Michael and Freddie. But now I have to, because I asked the tough questions here, Gabriel. I don't hold back. You've got to rank them 1 to 3 for me, and you can give me a reason or not. See, because I'm a Freddie and Michael guy. Those are 1, 2. Freddie first, because that was the one guy that genuinely scared me when I was a kid, and he talked. So I appreciated the fact that while he was killing you, you could have a conversation. I thought that was a nice touch. I did. Yeah. But and then Michael, just because it's Michael. I mean, when he would tilt his head like that, great. Jason, when he would tilt his head like that, not so much. And also, I never could take Jason seriously because of the pillowcase and Friday the 13th Part 2. I understand why.
Oh, I really like the pillowcase.
No.
Sometimes I wish he'd bring it back.
You wish he would throw it back to the... Okay, we can both agree that every Jason except Part 8 Takes Manhattan was a decent movie. Takes Manhattan was shit. It was trash.
Takes Manhattan is so bad that it's entertaining. It's entertaining on like the opposite spectrum, you know?
It's one of those B horror films that you just have in your collection. You say like, I have it, but I won't tell people I have it.
Yeah.
I have it.
Yeah. All right. Let me think here. Okay, so like depending on the day of the week that you ask me, this order might change.
Okay. All right.
Right now, I'm gonna go. You want to go from number 3 or number 1?
Let's go 3 to 1. Let's build anticipation.
Okay. And now I want to say again, this is so close, so don't judge me for number 3.
Okay.
But today it's gonna be Michael Myers. He's the OG. I know without him there wouldn't be another Jason. It might be a Freddy, probably not though. I really like the first Halloween movie. The second one also still pretty good. After that, they kind of lose me. I do like the remake, not the Rob Zombie remake.
No, fuck no, please no. I hate Rob Zombie.
It's fine like for different reasons, but it's not a Halloween movie. I like the I guess it's not a remake. It's a
retelling, if you
will. Like a soft reboot. Anyway, that one's okay. Although it's a little bit more Friday the 13th-y than I would like a Halloween movie to be. But since I really like Friday the 13th, it gets a pass. Okay. Number 2 will have to be Freddy Krueger.
Okay.
On any other day, he could be number 1 because, like you said, I love that he like shit talks and he kind of like. I love the fact that he'll cut a finger off just to freak you out. And he'll like open himself up. I love that stuff. Like, if my wrestling character was any of these kind of like slashers, he'd be Freddy. He wouldn't be the giant, stalking mountain man. He would just be like the little shit disturber, right?
Absolutely.
Love the glove. Love everything about him. The first movie, I could probably watch like over and over, just like when he first like comes in with like the giant long arms.
Oh yeah.
Love it. Um, but I'm gonna give Jason the number one spot, and specifically, I'm gonna give Undead Jason the number one spot.
Okay.
I flip flop between which one I like better, the Mountain Man or the Undead guy. But having recently watched Jason Lives a few weeks back, gotta give it to the Undead Jason. It's just he's so like badass, and like at that point he's like unkillable. Does he teleport? Nobody knows. I think he does. Uh, so like I don't know, like the idea of like this giant muscle bound zombie with a hockey mask, and you can see like his exposed spine. That's awesome. I'm a big fan of that. So he's gonna have number one for me. But honestly, probably just because of Jason Lives and the one that comes after that, because after that they start to get kind of weird again.
Yeah.
So that
You're
those
right.
two movies hit the sweet spot, and Freddy versus Jason also gets a pass for me. But Manhattan, oof, Jason Goes to Hell, it's fine body horror, but there's no like Jason in there, so
And Jason X, like fuck that. Jason in space is unrealistic nonsense. It's so stupid.
yeah, yeah.
My favorite kill scene in that one though is when they're in the hologram room and
Mm.
Jason like
Oh
storms
yeah,
it. It's a hologram, bro. It can't kill you. Well, it
yeah.
can. It can. It will. It did. It
Yeah,
did.
I'll give Jason X credit. It does have some pretty good kills in there.
Oh, so funny. So funny. It's one of those it's one of those again, Jason X is one of those that just it's so bad
Hmm.
that you have to throw it in there because it's bad, but in a pleasurable way. And I'm
Yeah.
not gonna lie, when Jason Goes to Hell came out, I was 13, and that smoking hot chick in the beginning with the
Mm.
bazonkazonks, I was like, this is everything. I would just pause it like all the time. That's all
Well,
I'm gonna leave it. I'm
I
leaving.
mean, you're the demographic, right? They hooked you in.
They did 100%. I was like, this is great. Like, this is awesome. So yeah, you know what? I don't hate your list, but I always wanted to pose a question. I think you would be great to answer a question like this. Freddy versus Jason was the first time we saw like a crossover happen.
Uh,
So I remember being like, drunk or smoking weed with my friends back in the day. I still smoke weed now, but just as an adult, I do it more, you know, for relaxation purposes, not to just get fucked up.
yeah.
Um, but back in the day, you did it to get fucked up. And I remember having debates with my friends, like serious life-changing debates about who would be the next mashup.
Mhm.
And for some reason, it always got heated when it came to Michael versus Chucky.
Oh,
I had friends that would be adamant that Chucky would take him. And I
no
would sit there
way.
and be like, it's not possible. It's not, it's theoretically impossible. A better
Uh,
mashup for Chucky would be the Leprechaun, just based on height size alone.
yeah,
But what's
yeah.
what's your thoughts on the next? I mean, if we could do another dream crossover mashup, which two horror characters would you throw in that like ring of death?
Hmm. I would love to see maybe like a Leatherface and a Leatherface. Maybe a Leatherface and a Freddy. I could see Freddy like really taunting Leatherface
Oh,
and making
Leatherface
him
and
have
Freddy.
a panic attack or something.
I like it. I like it. I actually, my dream one that I always kind of went to, uh, and again, a lot of people might be like, how does that even make sense? But I always wondered if they could figure out a way to get the dude from Jeepers Creepers to go at the Predator.
Oh, that's a cool one.
Yeah, I'm like, there's got to be a way. Maybe the Predator gets dropped on Route 66,
Uh-huh.
and he could run into the Jeepers Creepers guy. I always thought
Yeah.
that would have been. I don't know how they would have done it, but I couldn't figure out how they would have done Michael versus Jason or Freddy versus Jason until I saw the movie, and then I was like, okay,
Oh,
it makes
really?
sense. It makes a little
Yeah.
bit of sense. They
Yeah,
tied
no,
it.
I've
And
read a few different scripts that were kind of like floating around because
yeah,
like Freddy vs. Jason was just in like development hell for like 10 years. So there's a few different scripts that have actually like been posted online.
uh-huh.
Some of them are okay, some of them have better ideas than actually the movie turned out.
Yeah.
The But like at the end of the day, like if they want to make a movie, they'll pull a story out of their ass. It doesn't matter, like just happens the predator happens to live here now, and there we go, here's the movie, take it. No,
It's kind of like WWE creative. Let's just throw a whole bunch of shit against the wall and see what
exactly,
sticks, right?
exactly, yeah.
Well, you know what? I knew you would give me an excellent answer, and you did. You knocked it out of the park, and that's why you've been on the show 3 times because you and I we just have this sixth sense wavelength. You know what I mean? So, wrestling's back here in Canada. It's been back full time for a couple of months now, not like last summer where we only really had 1 or 2 shows and we had to shut down again. Companies are doing it right. Companies are doing proper. People are getting vaccinated, which allows us the freedoms to go out and enjoy these shows and see you guys entertain us again. And fuck, did I miss it? Did I miss seeing the most cockiest wrestler on the Ontario indie scene roll through the ring, drop to his knees with the COVID long hair, by the way, which looks excellent on you. It looks excellent on you. You don't have the head of hair that your tag team partner does, but let's be honest, who's got the Von Vertigo head of hair but Von Vertigo?
It's true. Not many people can compete with that.
I told him, I said he should change his theme song to the Soul Glow theme song. And he could just, when he's on the top corner, he could just be like, let your snow glow, you know? And he's
I pitched the exact same thing to Lionel Knight because he also loves that movie. And I'm like, dude, come on, just how funny would it be? And he's like, oh no, I dig it. I can't sell it, you know, like
I dig it. I can't sell it. I can't make it possible, but I could. So, you know, when I first saw you come back, I mean, you had probably hands down one of the best matches I've seen in 5 years against on arguably the #1 free agent in Canada, which is Speedball Mike Bailey. And you guys tore it down. You tore it down, you built it back up, you tore it down again, and then you burnt it to the ground. Some of the most hard-hitting match I had ever seen. The striking was just incredible. And everybody knows when you face Speedball Mike Bailey, there's no days off on the striking. You're going to take every hit. And you also gave some hits. But talk to you about going toe-to-toe with, hands down, the best, like I said, free agent and best striker in wrestling today, in my opinion, and coming out victorious. Because I was pulling for you, man. And when you won, I was like, I stood up. I don't know if you saw me. I was front row. I jumped up from my chair and I was like, yeah.
Well, I'm glad somebody did. It was fun. I mean, like, it's funny because originally I wasn't even going to take the booking because I had a previous engagement with Barry Wrestling, not for an actual show, but for filming for the tournament, the what do you call
Ontario Indie Cup, right?
Yes. Mm-hmm. So, you know, typically the way I do business is first come, first serve. I don't really care if you pay me more. I don't really care if you're a bigger company. I don't really care if you're giving me a bigger opponent. First come, first serve. If I give you my word, I'm going to be there. But John Gibson, to his credit, was very flexible. And obviously he saw like, hey, well, this is a big match for a big company and I'd like you to take it. So he helped. We worked it out. I think I ended up doing just a bit of an earlier shoot that the day of, and then headed over to Destiny. So yeah, like I wasn't even gonna take it at first. Ended up taking it, and really my only goal was just to not get eaten alive. Because when you're with someone as violent, hard hitting, fast, technical, high paced as Mike Bailey, it's very easy to just get sort of caught riding the wave, I guess. You know what I mean? Like he could just go through his motions and you just gonna stand there and wait for things to happen to you. Which I had seen happen quite a few times to other people who I suppose weren't ready to wrestle somebody at his level. But I knew I was ready. So I knew that I wanted to go in with a game plan. How do I take him out? Go for the legs, obviously. And I think I held my own pretty well. And yeah, like, I mean, you're gonna get your ass kicked when you fight Mike Bailey, whether you win, whether you lose, you're gonna come out feeling pretty sore. So I just tried to kind of get that out of my head, like, don't worry about what you're gonna feel like tomorrow. It's gonna suck. So either way, just don't worry about it. Just do what you do, take care of business, and don't get eaten alive. And I think it worked out.
I would say so. Like I said, hands down, probably one of my favorite matches in the last 2 to 3 years. And I hope that Destiny does the world justice and uploads that bad boy up on their YouTube page when they get a chance to, because it was just phenomenal. And the world should see it. And that's a credit to both of you guys, Speedball and you. And you did not ride the wave of just waiting to see what would happen. You took it to them. And anybody that was at Destiny that night knows that they witnessed something special. So hate it or love it, but you've been making a lot of waves. And I just feel like after Halloween, after this fatal 4-way, there's no other opponent on the Destiny roster then the next gen champion, whoever that might be. Could it be Aiden Prince defending, or Kobe Durst taking it from him? But either way, I think you're in line for the next gen championship. But you've got to get through Lionel Knight, D-Man Dan Parker, and El Reverso. And that's a tall test. And the last time, now mind you, the last time you faced Lionel Knight in a fatal four-way, I got a pretty sweet image of a Blue Thunder power bomb that you still share that slow motion video to this day. And I will get you another video. Well, you know what? I upgraded. So I got the 13 now.
Oh, wow.
So there's going to be some very cinematic, should we say, videos that I will take. But yeah, the last time you faced Lionel Knight in a fatal four-way, you came out victorious. So you do have fatal four-way destiny experience under your belt. But I know my daughter asked you, she said, what's your strategy? And you said just to inflict as much pain as quick as possible. But going into a fatal four-way, and again, I've never stepped in the ring, I don't know the strategy that entails, but going into a fatal four-way, you have to have your head on a swivel. You can't not take your eye off one of the opponents. And if you do, well, bad things will happen. So what is the best strategy? Like if I'm a new wrestler and I'm going to go into a fatal four-way for the first time, what's the best strategy that you can do in a fatal four-way? How can you teach someone? And like if I'm in that fatal four-way with you guys, and you guys are let's say we take El Reverso out. So it's me versus you, Dan Parker, and Lionel Knight. I'm obviously going to lose. I get it. I know this. But if I'm the rookie going in, not saying El Reverso is a rookie by any standpoint, but if I'm the new guy coming in, and I said, hey, Gabriel, like, what would you recommend me to do here? What would you say to me?
If you were the rookie, I would tell you to pick the biggest, meanest, scariest looking guy and kick him in the face. That's step one. Step two is keep your back to a wall, because you never know what's going to happen on a fatal four-way. You could be, over here doing this with somebody, and you got Lionel Knight looking at your back, ready to strike. So, keep your back to a turnbuckle, get out of the ring if he wants, send a message by taking out the biggest guy in the match at the very beginning. And, if he chooses to try to give you a receipt later, then, use that against him too. Get people angry. I like to get people angry, because when people are angry, they're not thinking right, They start to slur their words. They start to get all cross-eyed. So yeah, get the biggest threat as angry as you can. And the key to that is you don't want to make them just angry enough that they're going to hit you really hard. You want to get them so angry that they're going to forget about accuracy at all, and they're just going to swing their big fists. You're going to get underneath it, and you're going to pop them, big German suplex right on their head. Every time they try, no good. Not until they calm down. So I would say just keep everybody angry, keep everybody frustrated, keep moving, keep your head on a swivel, back to a turnbuckle, or probably not a rope, because you never know who's outside the ring. They can pick at your feet. And don't rush. Don't feel the need to get in there the whole time. It's not a singles match. You don't have to be grappling the whole time. Let everybody else do all the work. You just sit back, relax, and when you see a little pocket of opportunity, take it.
I'm ready. Now I just got to take one of you guys out, and I can slide right in.
Yeah, I recommend, let's see, probably Lionel, because he's so nice that he'd probably just give you a spot.
He would say, listen, you want to take my booking so I don't get beat? Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I'm good with that. He would say that to me, and I'd be like, thanks, Lionel, you're awesome. And then he'd be laughing while he's counting all his money. I'd be in there getting my ass kicked. So yeah, I can see that. You're right, Lionel. I'm coming for you. No, I couldn't do it. You're like, he's like a brother to me, man. You guys are all great friends, and it's been an honor and privilege to get to know all of you guys, and to see your careers just elevate. I mean, I discovered you 2 years ago, and I was hooked from the instantaneous first match. And I remember, and I think you might remember it too. When I went up to you, I approached you at Crossbody, and I said, "Hey, man, Straight Talk Wrestling, love to get you on the show." You were standing with Alexia, and Alexia looked right at you and said, "It's okay. He's good people." And I think if she didn't vouch for me, I don't think. Let's be honest. If Alexia didn't put in the word for me, would you have come on the show?
Probably I would have, but having somebody kind of like break the ice right then and there definitely helps. I'm not one of those people who gets into wrestling to make friends. Like, I don't mind making friends.
I'm your friend.
Obviously,
I hope I'm your friend. Fuck, I hope I'm your goddamn
yeah.
friend.
Well, I've been on 3 times, so yeah, I suppose I can add you to the friends list.
Thank you.
but yeah, like I typically don't um sort of I'm not friendly. That's how I'll put it. I'm nice when you know me. I'm typically polite, but I'm not friendly. I'm not looking to become friends with people. So, as a wrestler, you get people coming up to you all the time, like, "Hey, want to be on my show? Hey, want to do this? Hey, whatever." So typically, I typically I will go on the show, and if they rub me the wrong way, then I won't again. But yeah, you probably would have gotten me on anyway. But yeah, having her vouch for you a little bit definitely got me on here quicker.
Yeah, it definitely made it easier. It did. It did. It made it easier. And now we have each other's phone numbers, and it's not like we text all the time. But every once in a while, I'll say, "Hey, Gabe, how are you?" And you'll say, "Good," and I'll say, "Great." Speaking of which, I do need some updated merch. So I mean, the picture's looking good, but I can definitely do a re-up.
Yes.
So when I see you at Destiny, make sure you save me. And do you have any new shirts coming out?
I do. I should have them by Destiny. It's
Okay, so
just
I need a triple X because I like them baggy.
okay.
So I need a triple X. And whatever design you think is good, done. Put one aside for me, and I'll pick it up on Destiny with the autograph. And make sure. Now, I have to ask another question. That awesome photo that Shooting the Indies took of
Yeah.
you, please tell me that is going to be available.
Yeah, it's available.
Okay, so I will need that shot as well.
Excellent. I will have one set aside for you.
Perfect. Look at that. We just made a deal, and by the time this episode drops, I'm gonna have that money burning a hole in my pocket. I'm like a kid at Christmas when I see it. Look, here it is. Give it to me. Give it to me. I can't wait. That was an epic shot. If anybody doesn't know, when we drop this, I will share that photo. So you'll have to send that photo to me so I can share it and when we promote this episode for sure. A couple more questions, and I'll let you enjoy your evening. But the Ontario Indie Cup, let's talk about that for a second. That was a great tournament put on by Sean Gibson, Barry Wrestling, who I've yet to get on the show. But Sean, I know you're probably going to be watching this one or checking it out. So you're on the list, buddy. And I don't mean like a hit list, like I'm going to hurt you. I mean, you're on the list. Like you owe me. I've messaged you a few times and you're like, yeah, we'll work it out. He doesn't get back to me. So Sean, Gabe's going to put in a word for me. We got to make that happen. But
yeah,
the Ontario,
you gotta pester him.
Absolutely. Please pester him and tell him, listen, man, you got to go on Straight Talk. George is good people. But talk to me about the Ontario Indie Cup and how much fun that tournament was, like filming it and all the stuff. And I heard some of the matches. I've seen clips here and there, but I heard some of the matches are just phenomenal.
Yeah, no, it was a lot of fun. It is awkward a little bit, wrestling without an audience at first, but once you get past that, it's wrestling. It's still fun. It's still doing what you love to do. And we filmed a lot of it at a time where a lot of people weren't wrestling yet, so everybody was like super kind of excited to put on the best match that they could. And when you call something the All Ontario Cup, it kind of carries a little bit of weight. So I think everybody sort of realized that and tried to kind of up their game a little bit. Yeah, I mean, it was fun. I mean, like I can't really tell you where I am in the tournament, but I will tell you that filming X amount of matches was a lot of fun.
Okay, X amount of matches. There might have been a little signal in there. If you're gonna,
could just be one.
Could just be one. There might have been a signal. There might have been a Roman numeral that was crossed out. We don't know. So you'll have to rewind it and watch that segment again. But you also filmed Backyard Pro season 3,
We did.
which I've called him. I stapled it, and I know he knows I've stapled it. The Tarantino of the Ontario Indies on Vertigo. And such a creative genius. And you guys all seem to have so much fun. Again, we've seen a lot of things. We've seen Jody Threat be a demonic psychopath. We saw Holden Albright get to use his casket for the first time in these series. We saw something we all can't unsee. Josh Alexander and Fishnet Stocking.
That was all his idea, by the way.
I know it was. I know it was. And we also saw, the evolution of, Jay Wheeler and Geoff Hardy, if you will. So how much fun is it? And I mean, obviously, you might not be able to use Jay Wheeler in an actual, booking gimmick unless it's done the right angle.
You never know.
Never know. But how much fun was it to bring Jay Wheeler back for the third time?
Oh, it was a lot of fun. I mean, I love having like any sort of creative control in any company I'm in,
Mhm.
but especially in something like this where like you can literally do like whatever you want. Uh, it was great. I think season 2 ended with Detective Cookie Dough, sort of blinding him with the mace, pile
Yeah.
driving him, and yeah, I was trying to think. I was like, how can I further the storyline here? Maybe he's blind now. Maybe he's faking it. Maybe we could do something with that. And like I said, I thought, no, that's too easy. It's
Mhm.
too obvious. I'm like, let's see. Jay Wheeler. What does Jay Wheeler want? He wants to be a good wrestler. He just lost his title. Okay, he's gonna be a little bit depressed. So that's something we can kind of go with. And I think we shot sort of a little vignette where Jay Wheeler was like living in like just dirt and like
Yes, yes.
raggedy old pajamas and like the long hair all over, just like totally mourning the loss of his championship belt, which I mean, he was only champion because he happened to have that replica title. That's the only reason he was champion. It's not like he ever really won it from anybody, right?
True. That's true.
So
That's true.
so in some ways you could say like, oh, why are you even sad? But in another way, bro, that thing was like $600. He better be sad. And Jay Wheeler doesn't have a job.
No, no, yes.
Uh,
You do know he does not have a job. Absolutely. Yes, 100%.
Yeah, and then yeah, it kind of ended up being a little thing with Geoff Hardy because he we realized that he would also kind of be in the same boat where he was depressed as well. But we thought, okay, well, we can't both just be like bums, like and we thought, well, okay, like when people are sad, it's not always just like inherently like, oh, I'm down in the dumps. Sometimes they're thriving and it's just not what they want to do. He sold out, right? He went and he got a job at like a Metro or something, and he just cut the hand, real crappy entry level job. uh so yeah, we ended up just doing something like that, and kind of inspiring each other through kind of like an argument, um, which I mean is very similar to what we would do in real life. Like Jay Wheeler and Geoff Hardy are just extensions of who we are, right?
Mhm.
Um, just like Gabriel Fuerza is on like another sort of spectrum. Um, so yeah, it was great. It was fun. Like I love doing stuff like that. Like I did theater for 5 years, so any sort of like kind of weird sort of creative output that I can get going is always a lot of fun.
Absolutely, it is, and it's so much fun when you could sit around and have that creative juices flowing with a lot of your great friends and connections you've made in this business. That makes it that much more fun. And another piece of breaking news, I guess, to discuss is a couple days ago, Crossbody
Mm.
announced that they are returning. No longer in Kitchener, making their new home in Cambridge. So congratulations to Ben and Chris, Notorious TID, for getting the ball rolling on that again. Can't wait to see what they do. But now the big question. There was unfinished business. You know exactly where I'm going. There was
Mhm.
unfinished business in March 22nd, 2020. The world stopped. COVID ruined all of Ontario's lives by not allowing us to see the culmination of El Diablo versus Holden Albright, with
Yes.
Crossbody announcing their return. Are we going to see the ending? Will the story finish?
Well,
Give me an
uh,
exclusive, Gabe. Give me an exclusive, baby, please.
I mean, I don't book crossbody, so I can't say for sure. But I did win the tournament. I am the number one contender. So if I don't get my title shot, I mean, I'm probably gonna start picketing in front of crossbody.
I will be right there with you. We'll have that table, that meme that's all over the place, and it says like, blah blah blah, change my mind. I'll be like,
Ah,
Gabriel Fuerza is the new reigning defending crossbody champion. Change my mind. And then obviously Holden would drive up to the table and probably proceed to beat the living shit out of me. And I would be okay with that, knowing the end result would be gold wrapped around your waist.
that's very nice. Yeah, that's a Gabriel Forza martyr right there. You'd be the first one.
That is, I would be. A lot of people would not be on the side of Fuerza, but I would be.
I
I would.
appreciate that.
I would throw myself on a train. Okay.
Oh wow.
I would. I would
Well,
to
you know what?
get.
You don't. Hopefully, you don't have to.
No, I don't want to. I don't want to. I like living, but hopefully we get that culmination. So Ben, Chris, Let's make some magic happen and let's get that match going. Now, last time I had Holden on the show was right just a couple weeks after that unfortunate news that we didn't get that match. And he mentioned to me that he wanted to have like a 60-minute, like 3 stages match. And I think that is an excellent idea.
Yeah, he had a few ideas. I'm down for whatever. I mean, you pay me, I'll show up and I'll wrestle. So whatever management ends up deciding that they want to do, I'm game.
Absolutely. I could see it starting off with a street fight, going into a steel cage match, and culminating in a casket match because we might as well use it. It's there. It's available.
Yeah, it's true.
So that's my again, and that would be part of the sign as well. Change my mind. You know what I mean? Tell me that that's not gold, because I think it is gold. So congratulations on Crossbody for finding a new home and hopefully starting up again. And it'll be great to see all the Crossbody gold defended and see the roster get back together and see the creative juices flowing again from Ben and Chris for sure. And I guess my final question before I let you enjoy your night is what's next for Fuerza? Like, I mean, there's so many layers of where you could go in terms of this business, and your star is rising in Ontario. When you're booked on a show, it's exciting and it's great to see what you can do. But is there something that you haven't done yet in your career that you would like to tackle given the right opportunity with the right booker?
No, nothing particularly like not really. Like I have a few places that I want to work. Those will probably have to wait until the world opens up a little bit more. But for the time being, I'm trying to develop the character a little bit more, trying to visualize what I have in my head is one thing, and I feel like I haven't sort of expressed that well enough. Um, I originally the whole El Diablo thing was more of like an outlaw, not like a literal like El Diablo, you know. So I'm trying to lean into that a little bit more. I'm gonna have some new ring gear made. I'll probably will keep my tights, but I'm gonna have new entrance gear made. Something a little bit fancier than I've gone with before. Actually, the match with Mike kind of inspired me to get some new stuff made, some new like a little more like high end stuff, you know. Um, because I kind of realized like, well, what are the things that people can say, against me, like, well, you're too small, you're not strong enough, your presence isn't like, showboaty enough, whatever. So I'm just trying to eliminate those kind of stuff. I'm working out a lot more. I'm dieting a lot more. I can never change my height, unfortunately. So just gotta live with that one. But yeah, I'm gonna get some fancier entrance gear made. Gonna keep working out, try to put on a little bit more muscle, just fix all the holes in my game for now, so that when the world opens back up, I'm a little bit more prepared to kind of tackle it head on.
You mentioned something interesting. You said more of an outlaw persona. You know what a lot of the great outlaws had was a mouthpiece to tell their story.
That's true. I need a bard.
Somebody to, be the I mean, I don't have the voice that he does, but somebody to be the Sam Neill, if you will, to your Kurt Russell as Wyatt Earp. Somebody to, share their story, and somebody who's got a way with words. I'm trying to think who that could be. Trying to think who.
Probably the mini host would make a good one.
Oh, you are unbelievable! Wow, you just dagger. You know what she would be, but if you're looking for a bard, somebody to tell the story, somebody to even maybe film a couple cowboy vignettes for you. I've been watching a lot of Yellowstone.
Okay,
I'm all about the Cowboys these days. But if you're looking for that outlaw persona, yeah, man. I could be, we could start off, go to Orangeville, maybe go to like the Red Clay Hills in Orangeville, sitting on a rocking chair with a spittoon, cowboy hat. And I look over and I look at the camera all serious like, with them, little piece of long grass sticking out. And let me tell you the story about El Diablo.
That's not bad.
And then it would just, he walks from the fires of hell and he takes everyone with him. And when the devil comes a calling, you better run.
That's pretty good.
Not bad, right? And that was off the
Yeah.
top of the head. But hey, you want the mini host? That's fine. She could be adorable. She could be cute. But all I'm saying is I got a gift to the gap, and I know it is. So I'm just gonna throw my hat in the ring. If I get a text message from you later, we'll talk.
I'll put you on the list.
Wow, put on the
On
list.
the short list.
On the short list. Okay, well at least I'm on the short list. That's fine. I'll take it. Let's take it. Right now, the short list so far contains me and the mini host. I'm competing against my own kid. Fucking screwed. I'm done. I'm taking in.
You should have blackballed her.
Oh yeah, I've been unbelievable. I'm gonna have to. All right. So listen, nobody don't do the mini host stuff. Okay. She's not as gifted as I am. Okay. That's straight up. No, she is. She's my heart, my soul, my firstborn. Being a girl dad's pretty awesome. It is. It's a lot of fun. And watching them experience, just being able to go back to shows and stuff like that, that's been the greatest, because that was like our thing. We would get in the car, we would hit Timmy's, she would get her ice cap, I would get my large 2 cream 1 sugar, because I'm sweet enough, I don't need more than 1 sugar. And then we would just head to wrestling shows, man. And it was always a blast and always a good time, as long as the cars were running and there was no issues with fucking brakes, because I've had a couple of those stifle my appearances at shows for sure. But so I guess my final question, and actually it's not more of a question, it's more of a game. I've played this with Alexia, I've played it with other people. It's called Promo 101.
Oh boy.
We have to cut a promo on each other, 30 seconds on the clock, off the cuff. And if you want, I can go first.
Sure, let's do it.
All right.
Just like a random promo on one another.
Okay, let me build a storyline here. We are in the finals of the All Ontario Cup. It's you versus me in the finals. Okay. And we're going for broke, and this is the vignettes to build to the final match. And this is the winner takes all here. So I don't have a persona, so you can just go George. You know, you don't have to get fancy with it. But I'm gonna go El Diablo because you have it. So I'm gonna go El Diablo.
Sounds good.
All right, here we go. It's funny. To me, it's hilarious. When somebody calls himself El Diablo or the devil, that means they're gonna pull out all the stops to win. Yet the difference between you and me is that I have nothing to lose. When I go in that ring, I'm going to leave it all out there. So you call yourself the devil, but hell follows me. So come Sunday, when we're going to step in that ring, doesn't matter how long we've been friends. Doesn't matter how many times, good times we shared, laughs we shared. The only thing that matters is your shoulders being pressed to the ring. 1, 2, 3. So go ahead, call yourself the devil. Pray down below. Wait till the sun sets, all that trash and garbage, whatever you want to say. But when you step in the ring with me, you're going to need to pray to God, because I'm walking out the champ. That's it. That's all I got.
That was pretty good.
Thank you. I got a little spine tingly. Now I know I'm going to get my ass shoot out, but I'm ready for it.
Was that on the fly, or did you kind of?
That was on the fly, baby. That was all on the fly. I told you I got a gift to Gab.
Yeah, I believe it now.
All right. So now it is your time, sir, to retort. Go ahead.
Okay. Straight Talk George. You know, I don't know a lot about your in-ring style. You're new to the game. Could be stronger than me. Could be faster than me. Could be smarter than me. But I got one thing that you don't. Thing is, I'm not going to tell you what that is. What I am going to tell you is that this Sunday at the finals of the All Ontario Cup, I'm going to hurt you. Not because I want to, but because I need to. Because I need to win. Because that's how you get paid in this business. You win. And guess what? I'm going to get paid.
Oh, shit. Well done. Well, there it is. Like everybody else, I always get my ass chewed out. I should start going first. But yes, the winner of tonight's Promo 101, none other than my good friend El Diablo, Gabriel Fuerza. Gabe, if everyone is stupid enough not to be following you, which everyone should be following you, please shout out your socials so that they can follow your journey in this crazy world of wrestling.
Yeah, best thing to do is actually probably just to Google me, Gabriel Fuerza. You can find my Twitter, my Instagram, Facebook, whatever. If you find my Twitter or my Instagram, they both have a link tree, and then click that. It'll take you to all the stuff you need to know.
And that's the best answer I've ever heard. Most people just shout out the socials, but you just said, yeah, you know what? Like, just Google me. So yeah, you know what? Google it.
It's
and
easiest.
if you still can't find it, hit me up on my socials, okay? I have a link tree there too, but hit me up, go to my friends list. He's on there. I follow him. He's great. He is one of the best talents in the world, and I'll put my stamp on that.
Wow,
and it's not showbiz talk. It's just straight up. I've seen from where I first discovered you 3 years ago to where you are now, and it's incredible. I feel like you're percolating at the top of that ceiling, and you're about to crack through to the next level. To steal a cliche from your good friend Holden Albright, mine, you're gonna level up. And every time I tell that, I have to shout him out because I did steal it from him. I straight up stole it from him, and I tell that story all the time. And I'm okay with stealing from him.
You cite your sources, so it's all good.
Yeah, it's it. I'm sourcing. That's right. Thank you. I'm sourcing. See, that's why you're a 3-time guest. And as you always know, you're part of the Straight Talk family. So anytime you want to do this again, my dude will be honored to have you.
Thank you very much. That's honestly really kind of you to say. Very nice.
It's the
I
truth.
appreciate it.
It is the truth, 150%. All right, guys, that's it for this one. It's the end of spooky season. Next month, we start our road to the American Thanksgiving, Turkey Day, all that stuff. And as always, I'm your host, your boy, George Mackay. Peace, love, and wrestling. See you next time. Peace. Thank you so much for listening. Don't forget to tune in next week for another great episode on all available podcast platforms and hosted on Podbean. Also, check us out on YouTube at Straight Talk Wrestling, on Instagram at Straight Talk Wrestling, on Facebook at Straight Talk Wrestling, and on Twitter at _Straight Talk. And if you feel the need to buy some sweet merch, check us out on ProWrestlingTees.com.
Leaving the scene with no trace, not in my league. You out of place. I'm not at the top. I'm outer space. Can't eat with us. We're out of place. I'm doing fine. I'm feeling great. You're not my fan. You can't relate. Straight talk going state to state.